You are watching CIOTV by Enterprise IT World, a production of Accent Info Media.
Hello and welcome to CIOTV.live, a sister concern of Enterprise IT World and a production of Accent Info Media. We have been interviewing the stakeholders of IT industry to understand various challenges and opportunities that new age computing has given, how the IT leaders are supporting the organization in their strategies by utilizing different technologies. In this episode, we have got Ajayan Narayanan, Vice President, Head of Digital Business and Technology Solutions, Sun Life Finance Service. Ajayan is a very senior person with more than 28 years of experience into the customer industry, so also OEM side. He has worked with EMC and Microsoft in his previous stint, so also Deutsche Bank, Barclays, and Maastricht Bank. Ajayan, thank you very much for taking time out and speaking to CIOTV.live.
Thank you, Sanjay, and delighted to be here.
My first question is, you have seen the finance industry growing, evolving. How do you see the digital transformation taking shape in the financial sector?
Great, thank you. I think that's a wonderful question. Sanjay, the way I look at it is the overall digital transformation journey started as back as 1940s when the first Z3 computer came into existence. Obviously, we didn't call it digital, but it's more of a digitalization, the foundation. But in the last decade, I think we have seen internet technologies really getting more like intertwined with our lives, both personally and professionally. We saw early part of this decade focusing more on telecommunications technologies, which I think then became a very, very strong foundation for our evolution, right? If you look at the last decade, very few organizations saw this opportunities in the early part of the decade. To be honest with you, I was fortunate to be part of one of them in mid-90s. We had a online banking platform on both mobile and web at that point in time, which significantly kind of increased the leadership of the bank in that region and its customer base. Those days, as I mentioned, we did not call it a digital transformation, but this was indeed a major paradigm shift as to how we saw technology being adopted to create a very engaging customer experience and new business models. So today, we are also seeing a tectonic shift in how finance sector is transforming. So basic banking functions like, let's say for taking a loan or doing an investment or transferring money have gone through major changes. Today, I don't know when was the last time you and I visited the branch. The branches are almost becoming irrelevant. Now, if I look at these last 6 to 7 years in particular, we are seeing fintechs and insurtechs. Since I'm from the insurance industry now, fintechs and insurtechs are really disrupting the sector. Changes in customer experience, regulatory environments, competition from non-traditional players. Right? These are all demanding the finance sector to kind of constantly innovate and be relevant, which is a good thing for our customers for sure. Now, if you really look at the advancement in the technology platforms like cloud and data, I see huge opportunities for organizations to really transform themselves to stay relevant and be a leader in their own space. And I think data still be the backbone of digital transformation. And I believe almost we are living in a data decade. Everything we do personally and professionally generate massive amount of data. And if you harness this rightly, it creates you a huge opportunity. So I think there's a lot of things happening in the digital world, and which is very, very exciting, I think.
You have experienced interactions getting along with the boardrooms back in your OEM times, OEM stint, I can say. So also now on the customer side, you are also seeing or listening to the board. How the board has changed? What is the expectation now?
Yeah. I obviously don't have direct interaction with the board, but I have been fortunate to, speak and engage to some of the board members in some of the organization I work. I see digital transformation is becoming a real business imperative across all industries, right?
Okay.
And if I
Yeah.
look at the total spend of digital transformation, I think it's estimated around close to 2.4 trillion US dollars, which shows that there is a significant focus going into that direction. Now, if you look at the last decades, we as an IT organization, we have always been looked at as more like a cost line item, which should constantly be either reduced or should stay flat. And most of the IT leaders then reported into the finance function. So it was quite natural to have such a direction. But in the last few years, I think CEOs and the board has recognized the value of the CIO function, which can bring into the company to think and act more like a digital company. So especially in the, let's say, recent pandemics, I think CIOs played a very significant role in enabling the industries to function in a hybrid mode. Now, you asked about the specifics, which I kind of see. One, I think, is the boards are expecting the CIOs to play a very key role in revenue generation. Instead of focusing only on the bottom line, there is an expectation to focus on the revenue generation. How could they partner with other business leaders? There are, revenue goals, set for CIOs from that aspect. Second, I think CIOs are also expected to play a more integrated role as a technology and a business leader. It essentially means that CIOs have now go deep and develop better understanding of the businesses they support in. The third, I also feel they are becoming more public. They're becoming the face of the company to talk to their shareholders and others to talk about company's own digital transformation journey. They're also expected to understand other organizations better. So, for example, human resources, finance, so that they can help drive the transformation. The most interesting thing, and which is an exciting thing, is I'm seeing a number of CIOs today being part of the board, which is a very significant shift and good for the organization. Yeah. Hope that answers. Yeah.
Yes. So you are also seeing that CIO role also evolving. CIOs also changing from being only technology leader, driving other business functionality as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So on their way of maturity, what are the challenges they are facing? Maybe, maturity in the sense digital transformation is a journey where they need to mature also. Their relationship with CEO, CFO, and other board members, their hierarchy also, so also other departments, and the entire journey in their life cycle with the organization.
Yes, that's certainly an interesting question, and I think you use the right word, which is the journey, right? I think digital transformation can be really challenging for many organizations, and if you look at the statistics on digital transformation failures, they're significant. So, in my view, the companies will have to really reimagine their current culture, look at upskilling their teams, look at different ways of engaging with their customers, and all this I think will require significant amount of planning, unrelenting execution, and a significant commit from leadership, right? To be specific, I think there are three areas which CIOs have to look at their challenges. One, I think, is especially in this today's age, it's about competition for talent, right? Many IT professionals in the last 2 years have reimagined their career path, while the demand for digital transformation has only gone up across the industry. So therefore, there's the dearth of skills around cloud, data, user experience. They're all becoming high in demand. So that's one. Second, I think, is very, very important, is about cybersecurity. I think over the last 2 years, the cybersecurity, particularly things around ransomware, advanced persistent threats, have only gone up, right? With the war in Ukraine, now companies are expecting more of this to happen. And I think, therefore, becoming a major focus for IT leaders. Third, and I think another most important aspect is change management itself, because this is going to be a change at scale. Change in terms of your process, culture, talent, and this can be really overwhelming sometimes. I think IT leaders really need to constantly reevaluate their focus and really balance the people and results, right? You can't push one other. So I think that is very important. So that's what I see, Sanjay. Yeah.
And are they becoming articulative these days?
They have to be. They have to be, because I think, as a senior IT leader, you got to be able to do a lot of education, coaching with your peer leaders and employees. I think that is indeed a big component of driving that change.
All right. So Ajay, as you said in the introductory note, that Sun Life is a global company. India must be having its tie-up or the subsidiary. So what is the kind of growth plan in India as a insurance company?
Yeah, so Sun Life is indeed a global company. We're based out of Canada. The India operations started almost 16 years, and we've been evolving, right? The way we see our growth, Sanjay, is growing both in terms of accountability, headcount, and overall impact. We make to Sun Life. We call it multiplying the value from this location, right? On the technology front, we are focusing on increasing our depth and senior roles in software engineering, architecture, SRE, DevOps, cloud, data, API, and UI UX. Today, we kind of look at our organization as a microcosm of Sun Life with a representation of all major functions. For the last 6 years, the center, we have seen growth of CAGR 12%, and we are optimistic to see a similar growth in the next 2 to 3 years as well. So we are certainly excited. Yeah.
All right. As an IT leader with so much of experience, what are your plans now? How would you like to enable the departments to assist to the growth?
Yeah. So at Sun Life, our technology strategy and business strategy is about really thinking and acting like a digital company, right? Mm-hmm. Everything we do has to keep our customers at first. We want to meet and evolve our client-centered digital ambitions. We do have a really big focus on developing our talent internally while attracting the talent. That's about the growth of the employee base and capability. So as we go through the digital transformation, we want to increase our focus on building digital capabilities, modern engineering practices, developing deep subject matter expertise. So for example, since we are in the insurance industry, certifications like LOMA, right? I think we have the highest number of LOMA certified people, and we got a recognition for the 8th year. So those are the areas, Sanjay, we are focusing in terms of enabling our growth.
All right. So modern day technologies like artificial intelligence, robotics are some of the tools that InsurTech, even banking sectors are using in order to, make so many things automated and prevent fraudulent activities.
Correct.
So, what are your thoughts around that?
No, we are increasingly using these technologies to advance our digital strategy, right? There are areas where we have made some inroads, especially in terms of using conversational AI, using voice analysis in our call centers, really helping our actuarial functions to take intelligent decisions. These are the areas we are looking at leveraging some of these technologies. And I think we are not going to stop there, right? We're continuously looking at every opportunity to see how do we apply these technologies to accelerate our transformation.
All right. As an IT leader, must be encountering or engaging with various functionality, starting from OEM engagements, looking at the ROI, engaging with technology heads in within the organization, cybersecurity head, newer technologies also coming, low code, no code things are coming. Even if you look at OEM changes, the technology changes and the skilling, reskilling happens. These days, the biggest challenge, one of the big challenges is skilled manpower. Every industry and every country is facing. So what is your plan around retaining or reskilling or engaging, fresh, newer talents from outside also?
Yeah, I think, in my earlier conversation, I mentioned this as one of the biggest challenge for IT leader. And it's true, as you rightly said, it's across the globe. And, we are not left behind on this as well. But at Sun Life, we kind of use a twin approach of talent acquisition and talent development. Let's say for core niche skills, we believe that we need to have the right competent expertise at senior levels to guide the workforce. So we will bring more seniority in those places. We're also investing in reskilling, upskilling, high potential internal talent via specific project assignment, stretch assignment, and domain certification, LOMA, for example, right? Or technology certification. So the way I look at it is the judicious blend of talent from external market as well as internal mobility helps us develop the right capability we require to support our digital aspirations. We also are now focusing on what we call as the early careers program, which is essentially focusing on fresher and campus talent to come into the organization. That's one of the ways we are trying to build this organization. But we have a very highly engaged team today who works on cutting edge technologies. So motivating them, giving them challenging assignment, that's another areas of focus.
All right. Company like Sun Life is very much into customer focus. So customer is key. How are you engaging? What is your tech side of engagement of the customers, your work on the CX side?
Yeah. So wonderful question. So we kind of probably I want to coin this differently. The word we use normally is not customer satisfaction. We use customer delight. So the client expectations, obviously, in this new world are really dynamic, right? Evolving and are being defined by innovative and engaging experience they see outside. When they come to our touch point, they would expect a similar experience. So our objective is very clear. We want to deliver a caring, simple, and confidence building digital client experience that attract clients to our platform, increase their satisfaction, creates really a moment of delight, and drive them to take more actions to improve their financial security and live healthier and fulfilling lives, which is our core purpose. So I think that's net. We're looking for opportunity to delight the customer in every interaction possible. And as an insurance industry, you would understand the number of engagement an insurance company would have customers is far less compared to the other world. So we want to look at every opportunity and leverage that.
All right. Ajayan, my final question is, what is the kind of advice that you want to give to the peer group?
Yeah, I think as I mentioned, see, some of the challenges is, we as IT leaders are dealing with is about cybersecurity, change management, and talent. That's a common problem. I think it's only about sharing notes with each other we can be successful, right? I don't think any one person has as a solution to any of this. But I think sharing notes, conversations like this help each other to learn from, the ecosystem. That's what I would think. As I don't think as I know everything kind of a person. I think what I feel is the community can solve these together, sharing notes, and this is one of the opportunity I saw, and that's the reason I thought I should participate.
All right, Ajayan, Narayanan, thank you very much for taking time out and speaking to CIOTV.live. It's absolute pleasure interacting with you and learning from you. Thank you very much and stay safe.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you. Bye-bye.